Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take the resources you send us and really get into them, pulling out the key insight.
And we'll find the good stuff.
Exactly. So this time, it's a really interesting collection. We've got some, well, pretty direct notes on mindset for earning online.
Hmm?
A massive, massive book list covering business, tech, personal growth, all sorts.
Quite the reading list, yeah.
And then these huge lists of places to find freelance work, remote jobs, and even ideas for digital products and where to sell them.
So a
Yeah.
lot to unpack there.
Definitely. Our goal, our mission for this deep dive is basically to sift through all this and hand you the practical bits, the resources you can actually use. Help you learn, earn, explore that online world, but without feeling totally swamped by it all.
Right. Think of it as your curated guide. We've done the heavy lifting, pulling out the highlights and the starting points for you.
Okay, let's jump right in then. Mindset first, based on those Every Target's PDF notes you sent. What really grabbed me was this combination of urgency, like do it now, and this like deep belief in your own potential.
That's a really strong theme in there. Do it now and do it now. Develop a sense of urgency. Start now. It's not just about speed, though, is it?
No, it feels like it's about breaking through hesitation. But then it's balanced with this idea of needing a calm mind.
Exactly. When your mind is calm and, the potential of mind, you can do unimaginable things. So it's not frantic action, it's focused action.
Yeah, like quieting the noise so you can actually do the thing. It suggests that initial step, even if imperfect, is kind of a learning opportunity in itself.
Oh, absolutely. Starting before you feel totally ready gives you that real-world feedback loop. You can't get that just by planning forever. It's okay for it to be a bit messy at first. That's part of it.
And that calm mind thing, it links to belief, right? Believing you can do it seems key, especially when things, don't go perfectly right away.
Precisely. That belief acts like your internal shock absorber, I suppose. Helps you navigate those inevitable bumps.
Okay, then there's this idea about opportunities being abundant. Believe there are endless opportunities for clients. That feels counterintuitive, maybe. People often see it as really competitive.
It's a powerful reframe, though, isn't it? This abundance mindset. Thinking, there are more clients than I can ever serve. It shifts you from scarcity thinking to focusing on finding the right fit.
Right, not just any client, but the ones that are right for you. And the bit about rejection, I like that.
Hmm.
This no saves me time to focus on the right yes, turning rejection into like a filtering mechanism.
Yeah, it takes the personal sting out of it. Rejection is just part of the process, really. Reframing it that way helps you keep moving, keeps you efficient. Not every lead is a good lead, after all.
That makes sense. And confidence attracts clients. If you doubt yourself, they will too. It's like you broadcast your own belief level.
Well, yeah, it's not about being arrogant, but if you genuinely believe in the value you offer, that comes across. It builds trust. Hesitation breeds uncertainty in the client, too.
And the core idea underpinning it all, money follows value. Simple, but powerful.
It really is the foundation. Focus on solving problems, on providing genuine value, and the earning side tends to take care of itself over time. It's about the exchange.
They also mention visualization. Visualization helps program your mind. Sometimes that stuff can feel a bit woo-woo, but here it feels more like a practical mental tool.
Think of it like mental practice. Like athletes visualize their performance. It strengthens your belief, primes your brain to spot opportunities, keeps you focused on the goal. It's a way of setting your internal compass.
So, wrapping up the mindset part, that final bit of advice. Plan like an adult and act like a child. Start before you're ready. It captures that balance, doesn't it?
Perfectly. Do your homework, be strategic, that's the adult part. But then have that childlike willingness to just try things, learn by doing, bounce back without getting bogged down in needing everything to be perfect first.
Right, because waiting for perfect often just means waiting forever.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's switch gears. This book list, wow, it's a lot. But grouping them helps make sense of it.
It really does.
Yeah.
Think of it as like a university course syllabus for online entrepreneurs and freelancers. Covers a whole spectrum.
Let's look at some themes. First, starting and running businesses. We see classics like the lean startup, build, measure, learn.
Iterative approach.
The $100 startup for bootstrapping fans, then newer stuff like the minimalist entrepreneur, and even specifics like designing a business to sell with Built to Sell or crafting offers with $100 offers.
Yeah, it's a great mix. You get frameworks for starting lean, making the most of what you have, but also thinking bigger picture about scalability and value proposition. It's all about adaptability and customer focus, really.
Then, leadership and management. Even if you're solo, managing yourself is key, right? So books like The Making of a Manager or Multipliers, they seem relevant.
Absolutely. Leadership principles apply whether you're leading a team of 10 or just yourself. It's about clarity, motivation, growth, building trust. Multipliers is fascinating how some leaders amplify others' intelligence.
And skills like negotiation and influence. Can't really succeed without those. Never. Split the Difference is intense, high-stakes stuff.
It goes on FBI negotiation tactics, yes.
And then the timeless How to Win Friends and Influence People. Still relevant.
Oh, definitely. Whether you're negotiating rates, project scope, or just building relationships with clients or collaborators, these skills are crucial. Persuasion and rapport are fundamental.
Strategic thinking feels vital for standing out online. Your next 5 moves sounds very chess-like, very forward-thinking. And Blue Ocean strategy. That's about creating uncontested market space, right? Avoiding the bloody red ocean of competition.
Exactly. It's about seeing the bigger picture, finding your unique angle, not just competing head-on, understanding market dynamics and being innovative in your approach.
Productivity and time management, always popular. Atomic Habits is everywhere for a reason, those tiny changes adding up. And 4,000 weeks. That one hits differently, really puts time in perspective. Plus, deep work for focus.
Essential stuff, especially for remote work or freelancing, where you are your own manager. Building good habits, managing finite time, avoiding distraction, critical for output, and, frankly, sanity.
Of course, you need marketing and sales. The new rules of marketing and PR covers the modern landscape, while something like Sell Like Crazy sounds very direct. And the one-page marketing plan offers simplicity.
Yeah, good mix again. You need to connect with your audience, communicate your value clearly, and actually, make the sale or land the client. Different strategies work for different people and businesses.
And thinking longer term, finance and investing. The Simple Path to Wealth, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, different philosophies, but both stress financial literacy.
Crucial. Whether it's managing variable income as a freelancer or planning for business growth, understanding money, saving, investing, that's key for long-term security.
Now, this technology and AI section, it feels really forward-looking, including titles like Artificial Intelligence, A Modern Approach, or AI Superpowers. Even if you're not a coder, understanding AI's impact seems non-negotiable now.
I think so. AI is changing how we work online, what tools are available, even what kinds of services are needed. Grasping the basics, the potential,
Yeah.
it can spark new ideas, help you adapt, maybe even find opportunities others miss.
Yeah, like understanding how AI prompts work could become a valuable skill in itself soon.
Definitely.
And finally, very directly relevant, freelancing and remote workbooks. Freelance Your Way to Freedom, The Freelancer's Bible, practical guides.
Yep, these get into the nuts and bolts. Finding clients, pricing, contracts, managing finances, work-life balance specifically for the freelance and remote context, real hands-on advice.
It's clear this list is just an incredible resource. You could spend years diving into these topics.
You really could. It shows the depth of knowledge out there if you're willing to dig in.
Okay, so moving from theory to practice. These lists of freelance and remote work platforms. The number 466 unique platforms that alone tells a story.
It really does. The sheer scale of the online work ecosystem is huge.
Yeah.
And the way they've categorized them is super helpful.
Right. So general freelance marketplaces, the big names, Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer.com, but also interesting ones like TopTal for top-tier talent,
More vetted.
and Braintrust with its user-owned model. That sounds different, like a freelancer co-op, lower fees maybe.
Potentially, yeah. More control for the freelancers. General platforms are good for getting started, seeing what's out there across different fields, but niche platforms can be better for specialized skills.
Which brings us to things like remote job boards. We work remotely, Remote OK, Flex Jobs. These seem more geared towards actual remote jobs with companies, right? Not just gigs.
Exactly. More traditional employment structures benefit sometimes, but fully remote. Good for people seeking that kind of stability.
And the specialization is amazing. Writing and content platforms like ProBlogger, Contently, design and creative like 99 Designs, Dribbble for showcasing work, development and tech, arc.dev,
This is where you can really hone in. If you have specific expertise, these platforms connect you directly with clients looking for exactly that. Often means better matches, maybe better pay too.
Then there's virtual assistants, other specialized services for specific professions, even microtasks and gigs on places like Amazon Mechanical Turk for smaller jobs. It shows the range, doesn't it?
Absolutely. From ongoing support roles to high-level consulting to quick tasks, there's a platform for almost any way you want to contribute online. Flexibility is key.
And they even included digital nomad and travel platforms, combining job hunting with resources for working on the move.
Yeah, catering specifically to that lifestyle. Co-working spaces, visa info, jobs that are truly location independent.
Looking at this massive list, 466 platforms, the main takeaway seems to be whatever your skill, there's probably somewhere online looking for it. You just need to find the right where.
That's it. Don't try to be everywhere. Research the platforms that genuinely align with your skills, your interests, and the kind of work you want to do. Quality over quantity.
Okay, one more big area. Digital product opportunities. This feels like a different pathway, maybe alongside or instead of client work.
It's a great way to potentially scale your income, maybe even generate more passive revenue over time, and the list shows just how many forms that can take.
Yeah, like educational products, courses, ebooks. Seems like a natural fit if you have expertise.
Yeah.
Creative assets, stock photos, music, design bits.
Right, these are established markets. If you're knowledgeable or creative, you can turn that into a product people will buy. Templates, too. Digital templates and tools, like website themes, social media graphics. Very practical.
Then software and applications. Sounds techy, but could be simpler things like browser extensions too, and content and entertainment, podcasts, audiobooks, even games. It's broad.
Very broad. Software doesn't have to mean building the next Facebook. It could be a simple, useful tool. And content creation itself is a huge digital product category.
The list also had business and marketing resources like strategy guides, design and creative tools, things like custom brushes for Procreate, and even printable products. People sell printable wall art, planners.
It really highlights niching down, providing specific tools or resources for specific audiences. Printable planners are a great example of a simple digital product meeting a clear need.
And looking ahead, membership and subscription products for recurring income and emerging technology products. They mentioned NFTs, AR filters, even AI prompts, selling well-crafted AI prompts. That's fascinating.
It really is. Memberships build community and predictable revenue. And these emerging tech areas, well, that's where totally new digital product categories are being born right now. AI prompts are a perfect example of a new skill creating a new product type.
And just like with freelancing, there's a whole ecosystem of platforms to sell these things. General ones like Amazon, Etsy, specialized ones like Gumroad, Selfie, Podia.
Yep. Then, of course, platforms like Teachable, Thinkific, Udemy, creative asset sites like Envato Market, e-commerce builders like Shopify, membership platforms like Patreon, Substack, even niche ones for music like Bandcamp, or AI prompts like Promptbase, NFTs on OpenSea.
So many options. Again, choosing the right platform depends on your product, your audience, how much control you want.
Exactly. General marketplaces give reach. Specialized ones offer tailored tools. You need to weigh the pros and cons for your specific situation.
Wow. Okay, so pulling it all together, it's just incredible how much opportunity is out there. It can feel like a lot, maybe overwhelming initially,
It can, yeah.
but breaking it down helps. The mindset piece seems foundational, then the knowledge base from the books, and finally, the actual platforms for services or products. It creates a kind of roadmap.
That's a good way to put it. The key is starting with you. What are your skills? What genuinely interests you? What are your goals? Then use these resources strategically. Where can you offer real value? Which platforms connect you to people who need that value?
So let's recap this deep dive. First, cultivate that mindset, proactive, confident, seeing opportunity, reframing setbacks.
The foundation.
Second, use that amazing book list. Don't try to read everything, but identify where you need to learn and dive deep into those specific areas.
Targeted learning, yeah.
Third, explore these extensive platform lists, whether for freelancing or digital products. Find your niche, find where your audience or clients hang out.
Connect the dots.
This whole collection of resources you shared really feels like a launch pad, a starting point for anyone serious about making their way online.
And remember, it starts with one step. Don't get paralyzed by the options. Pick one thing that sparks your curiosity and just explore it a bit. Learn something new, check out one platform, brainstorm one product idea.
That's great advice. This has been really insightful digging into all this material. Thanks to you, the listener, for providing such rich resources for us to explore.
Yeah, fantastic stuff.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. We've uncovered so many different paths, so many tools and resources today. Thinking about all of that, what's the very first concrete step you could take, maybe even today or tomorrow, to start exploring your own potential in this huge digital landscape? So working on your mindset, picking one book from that list, signing up to browse one freelance platform, or maybe just sketching out an idea for a digital product. Just pick one thing that resonated and take that first small action. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.